I'm ready.
I'm waiting for the 3, 2, 1.
Oh, 3, 2, and
1. The Bunker Project is brought to you by Okanagan Springs Brewmaster Black.
Arr, a fine drink, laddie.
And we might have to choose another beer soon.
They said they'd serve it in bottles.
Yeah, we can drink bottles. This is Bunker Project episode number 159.
Wow. Dun.
That's 4 years of Bunker shows.
Is it really? 159 is 4?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, no, more than 4 years now, I guess.
Dialed up, man. Totally dialed, man.
So we've got a small group today.
Aye, here we are in the bunker.
Today
Nothing but
it's
the best.
the Bunker Show with Women Talking Tech.
Absolutely.
The meeting of
Merged.
mine.
What's on the agenda for tonight, Bob?
It looks like we're going to be talking a lot about technology, some cool stuff, the emergence of large flat screen, not flat screen, but a large tablets. I think is really cool. I've been waiting for that for years. New choices on phones. So there's some very cool phone technology out there. And we're going to have Steve Dotto. He's coming in next time, which would be nice. So we could talk a lot about how to make money online and email systems because he's been working on that a lot. He sends me stuff and then I test it all out and they said, "Oh, dude, this doesn't work and that doesn't work." So he's quite grateful for that.
Cool. Yeah, he's been on Maven Interviews. I'll put a post to that. Wow.
That was a good interview.
Yeah, there was 2. He was on twice, actually.
God, we
Once
haven't
he
done-
talked about technology or productivity and the effects of technology on productivity and how it actually has an inverse relationship or can have an inverse
Well,
relationship.
that's what he's into, man. He's like to the zero inbox. That was his whole thing. It's like how to get your inbox to zero. Me, I have a totally different style than him, but I get it.
Me
I
too.
understand about organizing it, but I just cannot understand people that have 35,000 or 3,500 pieces of mail in their inbox, and then when they're
insane.
looking for something, they just do a search for it, and it's like, what are you doing?
That's like having a filing cabinet and just throwing everything into one drawer, not sorting it.
Yeah, exactly. It all fits. It's awesome.
That's me.
Yeah.
I know how to. I know how to. I
It
know
works
how to
for
search.
it works for certain people. I mean, I used a production lady, and she would have she had volumes of printed out production stuff, and she had so many emails, and she would just look it up, and she was amazing how fast she could find stuff. Hey, if it works for you, it's great. For me, I use my inbox as a to-do list. So by Friday, my inbox better be empty, because if not, I haven't done everything I'm supposed to get done that week.
Okay. I don't use it as a to-do list, and I have things in my inbox from 2006.
Atta girl. Now, do you take those and back them up every now and again?
I haven't. Oh yes, sorry. The important stuff goes to archive
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I in fact I have a filter
It just automatically does it? type
and that
of thing?
automatically does some things. Yes,
That's
nice.
but I
You know
want to
what?
have it there. I've tried archiving. I've tried putting them in fold. I've tried all sorts of things, and the inbox and search works. And then the other thing I do, I use Trello, which is a project management.
Trello's awesome.
And so the important things I email to the Trello project.
Right.
Now
then
it's
get
So
the
that
budget.
Is
so
that
that
an app?
I can find it. Yeah, Trello.
So is it an extension for Google or for Gmail?
No,
or
it's
is it-
it's a standalone product.
It's a standalone product. But it's awesome. It's kind of like it's like a
like
whiteboard.
Basecamp.
It's like a whiteboard system. So basically, you can create different boards and for each part of your project, and you can tick off when things happen. You can assign things to someone else. So it's great for project teams that aren't in the same location.
So is it like Asana, that kind of thing?
Don't know.
I don't know what that is.
There's a bunch out. Like I use Basecamp, and that's amazing
It's the
too.
same kind of
It's the
thing, I
same
think.
type of
Okay,
thing,
cool.
and there's all sorts of stuff you can do. But ironically, what happens is the client never frigging uses it. It's
No,
like,
they
oh, here
don't.
it is. It's
They
set
don't.
up. If you got a question, the answers and stuff, please email me through the system. We can all track it, and then they email me directly.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, what's the point?
So
It's the,
so I use filtering for that too. So the client will use a certain code in the subject, and when they do the filter says anything with,
with this
this in the subject forward it here.
Mm-hmm.
And so they know that if it's a request for me, or if it's some kind of information that I need to make the project go forward, then it goes to this goes to me and this email address. If you're asking me to change the time of the next webinar, whatever,
Yep.
it doesn't go into Trello. It just sits there. And as I do those kinds of things, I get rid of them. But there's still lots
So
of
that's
things.
like a to-do type of approach, right?
It
you don't
is.
you
It's
action it before you get rid of it.
Yeah, but there's still lots of things that I want in that inbox so that I can search. And now that I'm using OneNote, I have to admit that there's less in my inbox because I can make projects in OneNote and do a search for them.
The search in OneNote is awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
And so the latest thing I've discovered in OneNote is screen capture. Holy crap. I mean, that makes a big difference when you have something graphic. Anyway, we weren't talking about OneNote. We were talking
it's
about
technical shit. Well, I was going to make a funny comment before you're going there about with a special word in an email, and if any of my emails have the word asshole in it, it automatically goes to my junk box because I know that person's just pissed off with me and I don't want to deal with it. So if you're pissed off with me, don't call me an asshole or jerk.
Anyway, I use a lot of filters in
They are
in
amazing.
Gmail. Oh
So
yeah.
Are you
God.
using the web Gmail, or are you using a client?
Believe it or not, I use Outlook.
Okay.
I was using Mozilla Thunderbird.
Thunderbird, yeah.
For a long time. I like that, but it's got some bugs in it, and it has to do with saving sent files, and apparently it's a bug that they haven't fixed for a very long time. And I mean, I have to be able to see what's in my sent file and whether or not it actually got sent or not. And that's a big deal because I would think the email got sent. It didn't really, because half the time it sends it, half the time it doesn't. And sending it twice is just really annoying. So I had to go to something else. I went to Mailbox, which I didn't like at all. And Outlook is the lesser of the evils. And what I can do is I can create a meeting from Outlook. So I like it more and more, although it has a sort of a monochromatic GUI that really bothers me. I don't know. I guess I'm used to Thunderbird, which has blue here and something else there, and I can clearly see, what hasn't been read and whatever. And
one of the things I don't like about mail programs is you can't like grab a folder and make that the blue folder. I want that blue to be red. And you got 50 folders. I got like 250 folders. And if I could just highlight some of those folders so it's easy for my eye to find it, because I do that with my my client's files. Like if I've got a live project inside the folder for that particular client, it'll be red. So any folder, and I'll have 50, 60 folders and like be 3 or 4 of those red ones. And I just jump to that because I'll know, it's the first one. I don't even have to read the name of the folder and I'm there. It really improves.
So OneNote
And
does
you're
that.
using the
I use
web version of Gmail?
No, I'm not using Gmail. I'm using Apple Mail, which is not very good, but that's what I'm used to.
Okay.
Okay. I
And
don't know
Margaret,
anything about that.
what do you use? You're using
Outlook.
Outlook as well? Oh, I think I could.
Yeah, okay, that's why we still got the echo. Still killed? There she is. There she
Bring it
is.
in. So I'm using
All
Outlook.
right, that's A, Andrew. So, I'm email management is very interesting because everybody I meet has a different way of doing it, and it's just like how everybody files
See, I
differently.
have, folders, and I have, my client folder with all my client email names, and so everything, every week, everything gets in there and gets filed. So if I'm looking for something, I need a history on something, I just go to the folder, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the only one here that's using actually Gmail in the web.
Oh, okay.
I'm considering going to Outlook because I use it at work, and I like the integration of OneNote with Outlook.
Yes.
Being able to tag tasks and appointments can be like tied to an Outlook page, so it's really cool. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm used to using Gmail.
Yeah, it's that learning
on my
curve and
phone,
your quick keys.
on my tablet, on my computer.
Okay, that's a good question. How often do you use your email on your phone? I mean, and that not just reading it, like doing stuff with your, oh, there's something, responding and then putting in a file and organize it. I don't do any of that. I'll look at an email and I'll do that when I get back to the office. A lot of times I won't respond.
No, I respond on my phone.
Really?
Because I have a note. That's why I want a bigger screen to be able to do that. Although Margaret and I very, very seldom email for Women Talking Tech. We use Facebook's
Facebook.
messaging.
Yeah.
Because it's there for some period of time. And I don't know how far it goes back, but I've never had to go looking for something where it wasn't there.
Yeah, the problem I have with Facebook is it's every conversation we have with that person is there forever. You can't like start, I want to start a new conversation with somebody. It just adds it to the pre-existing conversation, even if it has no relevance to it. And they have just a little tiny date difference.
Yeah.
And so if they had a big bar saying new subject or new conversation, it makes sense. But now it's just like a long string.
Is there search? I don't think there's even search.
No, there's no search in it. And I don't check what'll happen is I will get it on my inbox because I have it forwarded to my email and I'll find it there. And what's interesting, there's a substantial delay between if I'm doing live notes with somebody back and forth thing on Facebook because that's the way they like to communicate, and then half an hour or an hour later, it'll pop up as an email. So Facebook's deliberately delaying it to stop people from using the email to basically as a workaround to having to deal with it.
So I'll move it. If there's something that I have to do that I can't do right away, I will move it to either OneNote or Trello, usually to Trello, and so that I know it's a to-do list. It's mostly information that we shared back and forth. We went to a webinar, didn't turn out to work from Blends, but the information about it was transmitted back and forth. So if we need a link or just
I emailed you the link.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
So
okay, I lied.
So in OneNote, how are you using to-do lists? Are you just creating a note and then setting it up as a checkbox?
It's usually the information I need to actually execute the to-do. So, I mean, lots of times you say, okay, I will move this site from this server to that server. I mean, that's the to-do list.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of things that may go into it that you have to remind yourself. So that's where I
piece
use
of code accessing and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, what I do is I do that on my calendar. Like if I've got an appointment with somebody and I'm because I forget, I got like so many damn things happening, and it'll be like I wake up on Monday morning and I say, "What? Oh God, I got an interview," and I click on it, and it's got all the information in the notes. The person I'm talking to, the emergency phone number, the name of the book, so I can look for the book, all that stuff. And I've maybe done that 2 or 3 weeks earlier. There's no way I would remember that stuff, and it's attached to the date. So when it happens and I get a reminder, it's like, hey, here's all the information you need. I don't have to look at emails, nothing like that.
So your calendar, is that Google Calendar or is
I'm using Google
and then
Calendar.
notes.
And does
this
it
goes
sync
all
with-
in your notes?
Yeah, in the notes section, just paste it all in, right?
Okay.
And it's really nice. Really, really nice. And then I can, and the Google Calendar search is
I know, it's
really
spectacular.
good. So I'll put in a person's name and I'll get like the 15 comments or if I can't remember the person's name, but I remember their phone number or their email and it doesn't have their name and their email, I do that and it'll find it because it's the notes.
So I put everybody's cell number in the notes of a meeting.
Yeah.
Because when you're on your phone, it's live.
Yeah, when you're when you're on the way and you're late and it's like,
just click on
you don't, because the emails.
I love Google.
That's the other thing. Is like if you're relying for all your information to be on emails and say, I'll just look it up on the email, and you're on a bus or on the way, it's like, hey, it's not there on your phone.
Well, it is there if you're using
if you're lucky.
Gmail.
So
If you leave it there permanently.
But
yeah,
if
but
you
I don't
put it
use
in the
Gmail that way.
calendar, all the information that you need, which is usually their phone number or a link if you want. So I do put some things, but it never occurred to me to put all of it.
Yeah, because you're going to need it on that day. That's when you're going to need that stuff
okay.
at that time.
That's the yes. Okay, but everything that led up to it, I don't want to put in the calendar. I had to do this. I had to do this.
Yeah, that
And-
stuff. It's all the important stuff. As you're getting the information from the client or whatever, oh, that's an important piece of information. I'll add that to the calendar, and then 2 weeks later, oh, there's another important thing. I'll put that to the calendar. So when I finally get to the day where I have to execute, all the important stuff is there, and I don't have to look for it. It just really.
I
speeds
put
stuff up.
all that important snippets from emails or entire email conversations in my OneNote entry for that person.
Okay.
So I've got, say, an order for a phone with a whole bunch of accessories, and it's also going to be a port, say, from Bell, personal number to corporate from Bell. So I put all that in there, and then if there's anything that I need to remember when I'm doing it, I'll take that email instead of having to look up the email. I just cut it
And paste it.
it right into. And then
That's interesting.
when I make my appointment with the client, I actually right from Outlook, and this is why I'm considering going to Outlook for my personal as well. Is I can book the appointment and then send it straight to OneNote.
Yep.
And then move it into that page.
Okay.
So then everything is right there. When I pull it up and it's searchable, I can just put in the person's name. I don't have to worry about, where scroll forever if I have a huge list of clients I have to do. Then I just just type in the name. Boom, there it comes, and then it's got all the information that I need right at my fingertips.
That might replace Trello for me, because right now I do 2 or 3 things based on just my judgment.
Yeah.
So if it's accountable to the client, I put it in Trello
Yeah.
because they have access, and one day they may look at it. And then if it's for me, if it's steps I need to know, especially if I'm going to use that procedure again, then I put it in OneNote because it's easy, and there's a good, you're right, there's a good interface between Outlook, but I might take a look at OneNote and use just that rather than having Trello there, because then
It works. It works for me because I can take a to-do list, just create a to-do list. Say, make sure the offer is loaded, the TELUS offer is loaded. Make sure the Active Directory listing is correct. Call SecAdmin to get them added to the right Zen mobile group. Blah blah blah, and then I just have little tick boxes, and as I do it, I just tick it off. And then whenever I come into that page for that user, I'm like, okay, I know exactly where I am.
Yeah, how far
I can
you've
see
gone.
all
Yeah.
the notes. I
Good
can
point.
see everything. It's right there. I can even make it a task in Outlook. So then it appears in my tasks, and it all links together, and it works really well.
So how does that compare to Evernote? Because I use Evernote, and Evernote's pretty awesome.
Evernote was
Is
really
it too
awesome.
complex? Or
And
is
I mean, it is really awesome. And
It
I
does
just started.
too much now, I think.
Well, it doesn't do nearly as much as OneNote.
It doesn't.
But what I like about Evernote is that it's simple. I use it to remember things. But I'm starting to use Google Keep now.
Yeah, I just started using Google Keep myself, and I'm finding it really nice.
Yeah, I'm using it. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to use it because it doesn't really.
I use it for meeting notes. Like if I'm in a meeting and people are coming with a bunch of ideas, I'll just speak into my phone because it's getting so good.
Yeah.
It's faster and it spells better than me, which is kind of, for me,
Well,
it's a
that's
big
not
thing,
hard.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
so,
interesting.
they'll say, oh, how about doing this as an idea? And I'll say, okay, blah, blah, new idea, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll put my phone down. I won't even think about it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the meeting, I can do it, put it on an email and say, these are the ideas we had at the meeting.
Yeah.
I do all the corrections, and I by getting the basic notes, I remember the idea and can expand on it a little bit. It really, really is great because literally on the way back from the meeting, I can actually get that all organized and blast it out. That's the only time I really do notes.
That's interesting.
Because I'm on the bus. I
Yeah,
get
I'm not
half
going to
an
write.
hour.
Yeah.
So when I'm on the bus, I don't write stuff now. I just talk into my phone, and it works fine.
Yep.
I mean, and a noisy bus. That's pretty amazing.
And you're not any weirder than anybody else on the bus.
I don't care.
So in my
So
Google,
the other thing with the thing with Outlook is I still like Google Calendar best. So I just have G Shift. I paid $20 or something for it, and I have it set so that every time I put an entry into Outlook, it just goes right into my Google Calendar.
So what's G Shift?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It's just a
It's a Gmail plugin, isn't it?
no, it's a Outlook plugin.
Okay.
And it copies things. Actually, it copies them both ways. Because one day I may actually use the Outlook calendar. But I don't want to be messing around and having to do anything. If you're going to use Outlook and OneNote, then it assumes you're using the Outlook calendar, which I don't. I want that as a backup, so it automatically puts it into my Google Calendar, and it was like $20.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
So,
I like that.
so my question is, if it's two-way, what if you have shared calendars? Does that show up in your
Oh
Outlook?
yeah, I don't have any. No, it only goes into my Bonnie Sainsbury calendar, my own personal calendar,
Yeah.
and I share that out, but I don't allow people to put things in
Because that's your master calendar.
because that's my master calendar.
I'm curious, how many calendars do you have on Google Calendar?
Oh,
Like 30 or 40?
No, not that many.
Yeah, I've got-
about 5.
I've got 30.
Oh,
It's
I,
like
I
ridiculous.
have a lot of
For
Gmail
every little
address. I have a lot of Gmail addresses, probably 30, but very few of them do I use the calendar.
I use it for my family. Like it'll have like a family event, and then it'll
Okay.
like Mina's doing something, and Mai's doing something, or Yasko's doing something, or Yasko's at home, or I'm at home, or travel time. I've got like a calendar for travel time because
Okay.
I'll put an event, and then I'll slap in another event, which gives me an hour on either side of that event for travel time, because I always forget about travel, and it saved my ass so many times.
Well, the cat won't use your calendar, so
What I like about Google Calendar is you can share other people's calendars.
Yes,
But
yeah.
also like things like, let's say Twit live schedule. I can add that to my Google Calendar. I can
Yep.
just turn it on whenever I want, and I can see what shows are on Twit.
yeah.
That kind
Oh
of thing.
yeah, that's cool.
And you can do that for TV shows and other things too. So it's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Well,
I
do that-
share it
do that
out.
for clients.
Yeah, and actually I used to do that before too.
Just like this is all the stuff that's happening for us, man.
Yeah.
Boom, get it together, and they can add stuff to it or whatever they want
Yeah.
to do, right?
Yep. Yeah,
So
that's
because if
cool.
something changes, then I get an email saying, "Oh, by the way, this calendar event has changed," which is really nice. So I don't worry about people fucking things up.
Oh,
Yep.
And then I'll get an email. So why did he move that to that time? And I'll call him and say, "Why did you do that?" "Oh, we've had this big thing. We haven't had a chance to tell you yet." So, oh, well, thank God you adjusted the calendar because I would have been halfway
Yeah.
on my way to see you.
So if you're using Outlook, Gmail for the calendar, how does it all sync up? Like does and this is something I don't have any experience with using Outlook.com.
it's not. I don't use .com.
No.
No, it's. I have Office 2013 on
Right.
my.
It's just sitting on your
Yeah.
computer.
You've
Yeah,
got 365.
and on my phone I use Google.
You've got Office 365, so
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I converted all the way. I used to have this thing called Missing Sync. I used to buy it every time I got a new BlackBerry phone or updated years back, and I was like it was $40 a pop, and that was the only thing that would ever sync a BlackBerry to
yeah.
iCalendar and Google Calendar. So then I got into other phones, and then I couldn't get basically the Mac calendar, which is horrible. It looks pretty and stuff, but it's super limiting, and it won't sync properly with anything. It's a real pain in the butt. So I just converted everybody over to Google Calendars, and that's the only way I'll do it. It's like Google Calendars, 100%, because it's so easy. It always syncs. If I update my phone or whatever, boom, it's all done on my. And then the other thing that really got me into it was there's an app that actually runs Google Calendar on my computer, not through Chrome. It's just a separate app that just runs. I mean, it's the same thing.
Really?
That way I can be working with Chrome, and I don't have my stupid calendar popping up all the time. If I want to access my calendar, I just click, and it pops up, and I do my thing. So I can't remember what it is, MFC or something like that. And it's just this program that enables you to access anything to do with Google. It's from the Google Labs. And you can like your email, all that stuff, as a separate on your desktop type of app, which is really nice because then you're not on Chrome doing stuff. You can be looking up stuff and closing stuff, and I just find it really, really useful. So
Oh, we got
we got some guest here.
the Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, he's peeking in. He's peeking in. I recognize that ear, anyways.
Oh, yeah, it's the Shaun
All
of
right,
the
he's
Dead.
gonna be shy. You're gonna be shy. Hey, dude, what's up, man? Yeah. So you've been doing anything recently? Nothing. Listen to podcasts. Oh, good man. So it's with a shirt, $686. Is that it? Is
Oh shit! I always thought it was $9.89.
Oh, that's because yeah, as he looks down at his chest, upside down angle. Did you go to that thing, that 420 thingy down in Vancouver near the?
It's easier to be drunk,
Yeah,
large groups. Than
yeah.
be really big.
Well, exactly, because you forget which group you're in. That's the thing. If you go one of these 420 events and there's like 5,000 people smoking pot in downtown Vancouver, you don't even have to be at the event. You can get high. It's like
Oh,
It's more than
three
that.
blocks away. So
Wasn't it more than that?
We went there.
it was
Did you?
lots of people.
Yeah, we did. I forgot it was 420, and
Oh,
we were walking over to Valerie wanted to get some stuff at Michael's, so we were walking over, and we had to walk right through the crowd. Holy, Mateo was like dancing along.
Yeah,
Valerie was
and
like
boy was
freaking
he
out.
hungry. I feel like
He
some
was listening to the
nachos.
music and clapping his hands.
All right. Yeah, that the Vancouver culture. We start them young here.
And we saw someone else from the daycare there, and they're like, "Yeah, let's get out of here." They had their kids too. It was funny.
It's pretty fun.
yeah, I didn't go downtown because when they were said, I don't know how many tens
There
of
was a
thousands of people.
lot of people, man.
But that's
Well, it was
all where they're near where the buses are. So you're going to be walking all over the place trying to find a bus.
It was just around the art gallery. That's
Yeah, but that's where the buses go.
yeah, that's
So-
true.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You get stuck trying to get past that little part.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
streets were all blocked off. Like the people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There was no.
Oh yeah, because it
traffic.
was a bunch of stoned people walking around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Gotta protect,
Bus!
protect the stoners.
Yeah.
What bus?
Where's the cars? It's awesome. It's not that bad.
Yeah, cool.
I'm old.
So, so I might have to try that. I might have to switch to Outlook.
Well, you
It's
see, that's
it's
the
not
curse
so
of being
bad. It really isn't. Once you get used to it, Margaret is
Hey,
better than I
everything's
am.
the same way.
But you know, the thing is, I actually do use my phone and my Nexus 7 probably equally as much, if not more, than I use my PC
Oh, okay.
for email.
Okay.
So I don't know
So
if it's
I
gonna work.
use Gmail for the email on my mobile devices. I don't use Outlook.
Yeah. But if you're putting things in folders in Outlook, and if you're putting things
See, I don't
in,
use folders in Outlook.
okay,
It's
so how do you
just-
manage your? It's just the inbox.
Yeah, Outlook is just a way for me to send and receive mail. That's it.
Yeah, see, I use it to organize.
Yeah, no, I don't. My filters are all in Gmail. They're not in.
James,
They're not in
Where-
Outlook
where
at
are
all.
the chicks? There's your mic right over there, dude.
Gaming with James.
No,
Yes,
no.
we have. So yeah, I just
Just
use
wrapping up Gaming
Gmail
with
to
James.
receive to display my my
so,
messages.
So all your filters, all your
All in Gmail.
labels and
Yep.
and all that, all in Gmail.
Yeah,
And you're using Outlook
You
strictly
gotta sit
to
display them.
display
just move
them
the chair.
on your PC, and then everywhere else you're using and then the calendar you're using Google Calendar.
Google Calendar on both. Yes.
Ah, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And actually, it's the lazy way to do it. But I already had a lot of filters on Gmail,
Yeah.
so it made sense that the filters. Plus, why would you not filter it before it got to Outlook? Otherwise, you've got two applications doing a lot of work, and syncing them didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So now, if I want to know what happens, if suddenly a client's email is not getting to me, I don't have to look in two places. I only have to look on Gmail. And the setting up filters is slightly different on both. The way they react is just different enough. So
There are certain things that I like with Outlook, like scheduling emails and things like that. That's
oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
no, but that's got to do with sending and receiving.
Yes.
As far as that, in my mind, that's what it is.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah.
And also putting things into OneNote, which I'm going to be relying on more to integrate my email.
And the good thing with OneNote is once it's in OneNote, you can get it on any of the OneNote apps. Right?
I know, I love
so even if you're syncing information from Outlook to OneNote, it's going to be displayed there when you go to check
Yes.
it out on your Android phone or your
Yep.
iPhone or your tablet, which is real cool.
iPhone's probably not going to happen, but
All right, let's
not
let's
for
turn
you.
James on.
All right, James.
So it's Gaming with James. It's a bit of a tribute show. Well, we're not going to do Gaming with James. This is our Gaming with James dude. Traveling with James.
Traveling with James.
Or emigrating with James.
Running away with James.
Autograding.
Expatriate dream.
Upgrading with James.
Emigrating with James.
Fleeing the country with James.
Fleeing with the country with
Yeah.
James. Yes.
All right. So,
So what's new, James?
yeah, where are you running away to? First of all, let's get this shit out of the way because that's what
well,
everybody wants to
actually,
know.
last-
I can't talk too much about it.
No,
but,
just tell us the
the-
stuff you're allowed to.
But the stuff I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to India.
Okay, so
All right.
last week.
But you can't tell
Last-
anybody where you're going to India.
Oh, I can tell you where in India.
The
Oh,
last,
what's the name of the city?
I'm going to go to the Silicon Valley of India called Bangalore.
All right,
Oh.
party in Bangalore.
So the day after the last bunker show, you actually had an interview
I did.
for the company that you're actually going to India
did, yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to talk about that company.
I would prefer not to
Well,
mention their
don't.
names
Don't,
because
don't.
they probably have pretty good
Oh.
bots and stuff to scan and
Oh,
Google
exactly.
all of their branding materials and stuff.
Yeah.
And
and they own Gaming with James
Who?
now. So
Anybody wanna
actually,
be?
that's true.
Yeah.
Bob's making a joke, but it's actually true. That would
Yeah.
be considered intellectual property.
I wanted to actually. I've been watching. Sorry to go into crazy TV talk mode here for a second, but I have been watching Silicon Valley. They've got 3 shows up. It's freaking hilarious, and
Apparently
apparently
it's good, yeah.
everybody in Silicon Valley is so pissed off with the show, and everybody outside of it saying no, it's very accurate. So it's like, oh,
Actually-
yeah.
well,
Probably
I mean,
the fact that they're
So it
pissed
must be
off
true.
lets you know it is accurate.
Yeah.
actually, I've heard that a lot of them aren't actually pissed off about it. Like, I heard they actually really like it. There's another one. Apparently, it's like a drama, like Silicon Valley, but it's
This is
different.
great. No, you
Yeah.
will love this. Are you kidding? It's great.
I've had
So-
a couple of my Star
And no
friends-
women
So what is this on
No,
the
there's
show?
women.
Is it a HBO show?
Yeah.
Or is it?
cleaning the floors.
It's just basically it's a new show and it's set in Silicon Valley and it's just about a guy who has developed an algorithm in a stupid piece of badly branded company and he doesn't realize what he has and it's just the sharks that have come around and offered him stuff and apparently this happens every freaking day where people say, well, I'll give you $10 million for that. And you have to decide yes or no.
yeah, thanks.
I mean, they're not usually willing to. Like, I can speak from experience on this.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not going to get every day where some guy's offering you $10 million.
No, it didn't start at
No,
10. It
but-
started at 200,000
Sure.
and it escalated because he had a bidding war, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of the times, like most of these guys won't take meetings with you unless you actually have something.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
So I mean, one of the cooler stories come out of Vancouver recently was a company by the name of Procurify, and they do procurement software for companies to manage their procurement.
Hey.
And they raised $1.2 million round with Mark Cuban as their main lead.
Sweet.
And one of the guys there, Amon Mon, I guess apparently just cold emailed Mark Cuban. Cuban was like, hey, you know, this is not a flashy product, but it does the job well. And I've gotten, Procurify, one of my friends was looking for a procurement software solution for his company in Alberta, or company he worked for, and I hooked them up, and
Thank you.
Boom, done.
apparently they're so happy with them. They're just like, it's awesome.
Hey, if it does what it needs to do, who cares if it's got bells and whistles, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's a nice system. I would recommend anybody that is in the procurement thing looking to, minimize their chain to maybe check it out. Obviously, with
The Canadian government needs that big time.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, that's one thing that we have a benefit of here in Canada, as far as entrepreneurship goes, is the Canadian government will let you test your stuff with them. They'll actually pay you, and so you can, if you develop something new that you want to test out and you want to give it to everybody that works with the Canadian government, the government has plans for that. So, yeah.
Fixes levels. Okay.
But anyways, yeah, Silicon Valley, pretty good show. Most of them won't take, meetings with you unless you're serious, and you kind of have to prove
Well,
yourself.
but that was the thing about the show is that the people that were making the decisions. I mean, some of the characterization is hilarious, but it was underlings that were goofing off with somebody else, and then they discover something, and they tell somebody who tells somebody, and then this guy goes and says, "Dude, you got to check this out," and I go,
That's-
"Okay,
That's actually probably very true.
yeah."
The one thing that was kind of interesting, though, is when you develop something good and you get some publicity for it, there's 2 types of sharks that come out. There's sharks that want to help you or take advantage of
Yep.
you in that sense, and then there's sharks that want to use your media exposure and actually put you on display. And I was a not a victim, but
Well,
I
it's like-
I learned the
You
lesson the hard
participated
way.
in a PR opportunity.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. Sometimes, like, if any entrepreneurs are listening, never pay to pitch. Ever.
Yeah.
If somebody asks you for money and says we'll give you all these like good deals to go with it, they're full of shit. Like it's and it's not good for your brand or anything else like that. I mean, you'll meet awesome people; they're great people, but
But you could have done that anyways, going to a couple of parties.
You could have probably done it, and you could have probably got a better
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So, and you got to be careful in that kind of community because people have a certain expectation of who you hang out with. So it's a strange ecosystem for sure because you want to make sure you're talking to the top dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if they see you talking to the top dogs, they understand you're for legit. And if they see you still kind of taking the little dog offer, because at the end of the day, your first investor is basically like a marriage because that's the person that's going to lead you around further on. And
fuck you up big time,
Well,
too,
no-
if you don't, right?
well, like it'll fuck you up if they're not your biggest advocate. Like if they don't give a shit
Yeah.
about you, they'll give you some money, but then they might be paying you because they have another company on the side that does exactly the same thing as you. You know what I mean? Like you got to
Yeah.
be careful sometimes with who you end up.
Ah,
going
yeah,
with.
conflicts of interest.
Well, but they don't consider it a conflict of interest. They just are
It's
like
a strategic.
hedging their
it's
bets.
hedging their bets, yeah.
And the other thing is like acqui-hiring, right? Like once you get to a certain level, a company thinks you got a good product or something like that. They just want to get it in. So they'll acqui-hire like WhatsApp or
Yeah.
what else has been the acquisitions of Facebook, Oculus Rift, and that kind of
Well,
stuff.
a lot of
So-
times too, you're doing hired by the skill, the talent set, right? It's like, if they did this product, it's great. We're never going to use it, but let's buy them out because these guys are doing the similar coding that we can do. We like their headspace, and we're going to plug them into this project.
a lot of
Boom.
the Yahoo acquisitions were based upon that.
Oh,
Flickr
yeah.
and things like that. They're still great products, but a lot of the main people.
Oh, there was this awesome product that I used for a long time, and it had this really nice email button you could put on. You know the email thing that I had in my, and it had the circles on the icon. If you clicked on it, it would take a visual representation of my
Visify.
Visify, right?
Yeah.
Just go by Yahoo. Boom. Disappeared. Like there's, sorry, Bob. That's all gone.
Yeah.
You get nothing for it. And all the people that paid all this money to build up a really big profile, we'll refund you your money. But the hours and hours and hours you spent building it up, fuck you.
Did you
So
get a,
thank you, Yahoo.
Did you get a paid profile on Visify?
No. But still, I spent hours and hours building it up, and they just
Yeah.
chucked it in the garbage. So,
Well,
that's
that is-
cyber reality.
That is one of the weirder things, though, is you kind of have to know what they're going to do with your product. I mean, sometimes these guys just want to cash out. But
Well, they might just be buying.
Hey,
buying the team.
if
right?
somebody
Well,
offered
they-
you
they buy
$50
the
million,
team.
you're going to take $50 million, and you're going to piss off 50,000 people you've never met. Hey, no big deal. I
it
get
is
that.
It is a big deal, though, in the long run because your name gets associated with that.
Yeah, but if you
So
got
if-
50
if
million,
it-
if you got $50 million, you're retired.
So, but Bob,
Yeah.
like, say, buddy, goes out, spends 50 million, whatever. Now he comes back, and they go from the creator of Visify. You're probably less likely to
Yeah, be happy with
be
that.
joining on it, right? So I mean, in the long run,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's tough.
A
It's
lot
tough.
of these companies, at least in the games industry, understand that if they're going to close a studio down, they support it at least for a little bit longer
Sure.
to allow people to vent their frustrations.
Well, everybody
allow
else like
sort of
that.
thing.
Everybody's like, oh no, we're not going to fire anybody, and 3 years later, everybody's fired.
Well,
That's just the way it is. You got. That's what an investment is.
It's
lot-
kind of like a good example is Mevio. They've shut down.
Mevio. What's that?
Mevio is a podcast hosting service that you could host your audio podcast there in the past, and then they switched to video only.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of weeks ago, they announced that they were closing up.
Whoa.
They're no longer able to continue business, and anybody who's hosting their files there had 7 days to get off.
7 days?
Yep.
Yeah, and this
That's
has
fucked
happened
up, man.
before. This has happened before in 2008, I believe it was.
Yeah.
A bunch of people got stuck.
There was
with
a company called Podango,
Yep.
and it was just like a kind of a Libsyn kind of thing, except that it was different in that they owned your RSS feed.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And that's it. Boom. So many people got screwed.
But they allowed you to get out of it and redirect it and all that kind of thing. But they announced that they were going out of business on December 23rd, and they gave you 1 week to get your. They
Imagine if you were on vacation or something. You come back. What do you mean we've lost it all?
They said, as of the 1st of January,
your 30,000
we're-
followers gone.
you'll no longer be able to get all your files and.
Oh no, your followers won't be able to find you.
Exactly. So it was like,
That's
choose
fucked
a reputable hosting company.
Yeah, but who knows if it's going to be
Yeah,
reputable?
that's
That's the
right.
whole
It was
thing. It's
when
like,
you-
I mean, that's
Well, I
we were
think-
talking about
Especially-
Google Mail.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
Google Mail's not going to go away, but maybe it will.
No.
No, I don't think so. But
It started with Gmail. So.
you never know. Like a good example is Google owns the FeedBurner,
yeah, that's going away.
right.
and that might go away. You
Yep.
never know.
Yeah,
It's highly likely that it might go away. But Libsyn and Blueberry, safe bets.
yeah. They're
that.
pretty strong. They're pretty
And
strong.
and you'll always be able to get, if you save your own files, you'll be able to load them into another.
Well, it's just the hours and
Server.
hours and hours
Yep.
of time you lose, right? You
Well, it's
know,
like
yeah, well, I
Rebel
mean
Mouse.
that you can't avoid. What's that?
It's like Rebel Mouse or something like that.
Mm.
Like Gary Vaynerchuk was really behind it, so everybody in Vancouver got a Rebel Mouse account. I've never really touched it.
Nope.
No.
no,
I've got an
it's just-
account.
Yeah, I know. It's like
How often are you on it?
I kind of wish I had like
Never.
a last.
Well, I made
pass.
it my front page of one of my websites, and it
It
killed
looks
my
great.
website. killed my SEO, but it just dropped
Yep.
right off.
Yeah.
The one good thing about having Facebook integration though is we can go in and see your apps, and you can actually be like, "Oh yeah, I signed up for that." You know, when it's just like a random website and you don't have Facebook integration, it's kind of like, do I have a account here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I
And then
know.
something
They
like-
send you emails every once in a while, so it's
Yeah, they do.
There are some companies that don't understand that. They don't.
Hey,
send
there's
emails.
a lot of phishing stuff that goes out there where they say, "Oh, so and so just joined up for it, and you got
Yeah.
your account. Can
Yeah.
you connect with that person?" And you go there, and you got to start the account. And a lot of people think, "Oh, okay," and that's how they're basically building a fake audience. It's horrible, but
Yeah.
hey, it works. So who's gonna stop it?
I can mention a new product that I've been kind of using, I guess.
Is it to do with condoms?
No,
Oh, you should type safe sex, dude.
no. Actually, it's a thing called Noozle. So it
Noozle.
actually- yeah, so it looks at your Facebook and your LinkedIn friends and send you a notification anytime that somebody's mentioned in the news.
Yeah.
Oh,
NEWSLE.
Yeah,
Well,
and so
that's like
yeah.
Google Alerts.
it's like a Google alert, but it puts
But
a
for the
little-
media, though, it's for the
digital.
mainstream
So,
media.
so-
what do you consider media?
Well, I don't
mean-
know what they consider media, but I get
They-
the next
uh,
web,
Any
all those kind of
national
things.
broad-
No,
broadcasting
they're
thing.
talking about like mainstream newspapers.
yeah, it wouldn't be like
Oh.
So every
Little
time
bloggers.
I get because I subscribe to that, and it's always people like what's her name,
Bosco.
the Facebook queen or whatever.
Oh, Mari Smith.
Yeah, Murray Smith and
Kemp
Oh.
Edmonds.
people like that. Kemp Edmonds.
Frank
I saw-
Mahovlich.
I saw one.
Who?
I saw one time for him in the Georgia Strait. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I
Yeah.
like because it's. I don't know if it has to be major media outlets or whatever, but
No,
it
but that
seems
would
to be-
count.
It's
Georgia
got-
Strait would count.
Yeah.
Georgia Strait. Yeah, because I've
Yeah.
been in that, so it's got to be major.
Maybe
Me
you
too.
can choose the. You could probably choose the media.
No.
You can't choose
No,
the media.
it's-
It's, global, eh?
Well, I think. Well, like I mean, I get stuff all the time about like Ryan Holmes and
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and some
All right.
people.
I like that idea. Cool.
It's kind of interesting to see your friends and you kind of laugh and be like, and then they're like, how did you know about that? And you're like, I'm
Hey.
not telling you, but
I'm-
the bunker
Newsly?
audience, we just.
Yeah, exactly.
NEWSLE.
Yeah.
I don't tell my friends about it, but bunker audience, you just got
There
tipped
you
off
go.
for the Noozle.
Ooh.
So this
We're
isn't
gonna be
actually.
Damn it! I should have tipped everybody off.
This
before
isn't
you.
gaming with James tonight. It's
It's
entrepreneurship or something.
Hey, see the new James.
The new James.
That's cool.
Soon to be on Noozle every day.
So I can
Wow.
check the other people that are on the Forbes list, right?
Yeah. So
Oh,
if you,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Chat
you can
with
actually
them.
you can actually add people to your list if you just
Oh,
want to
cool.
stalk them.
And
Yeah.
CEO mag list.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ooh,
that's
I
very
can
interesting because if you are researching a company, you want to know what the CEO is doing and where they're moving. It would be a great way of finding stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Very
James.
cool. Well done, James. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't even
See?
know how I found it.
Not
though.
just
It's
another pretty face.
yeah, I don't know how I found it either.
It was just it's just kind of random.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you want to try this? I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
sure.
the thing. I've been in so many things, and then something like Heartbleed comes along, and you're like, oh.
I'm okay with Heartbleed though, because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
But I only worried about the ones that
I
have my
call-
credit card information.
I
And-
call GoDaddy.
Why do you put your credit card information on the internet?
Well,
man?
That's
like,
what
uh,
Because you
PayPal's
have
for.
to.
No, but there's
sometimes you do.
Yeah.
Apple has your credit card.
Yep.
I never gave Apple my
Amazon.
credit card.
Wow.
I went and got one of them like awesome little pay cards, and then that's how you start your Apple.
Yeah.
account.
Oh, that's a nice little workaround. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's what I do for the internet too. Prepaid.
Prepaid. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
so
That's
you-
a very good tip.
I use a low limit card, but
Yeah.
it's
I got
still
a.
a credit card.
I actually have an online
I
banking
mean, I
account.
do use Amazon.
which
Okay.
has no money in it.
Yeah.
So I just put money in when I want to do something,
Yeah.
and that's a really good way.
Another way is like getting the virtual visas or something.
But
like
you know,
that.
at the end of the day, Visa will cover you for everything because it's cheaper for them to just pay
Yeah.
it off and not actually prosecute or do anything, even though it's $1 trillion loss. They don't care because it's cheaper. They've got insurance. They just pay insurance, and the insurance company pays. I mean,
so,
So
ridiculous.
heart
Heartbleed.
Heartbleed.
Yeah, it only
is-
affects if it's money based stuff.
Okay. Well, no,
ISS,
there
something
were
like that.
there were some
It's an open
password that was being captured.
Yeah,
but,
passwords, or it
but-
could be
But if you have changed
Identity
your
theft.
password on the big accounts,
Google.
Oh, any of them.
No, any of the
GoDaddy,
big ones you
Google,
should have, and you should have just
Just Google.
taken advantage of the fact that you can change things on your bank and some of those others. But most of the big companies that were affected, they've fixed it now. So if you've changed your password, it's gone from like a 9 to about a 2 or a 3.
But what about
in-
the fact that the NSA knew about it for like 7 years and were using it to their advantage already?
Oh,
so-
okay, but what are
Is
you
that
going to do?
confirmed,
Go
though?
and bomb them? I mean,
I'm not
that's
saying
just a
bomb
fact.
them. I'm just saying like
It's a
this was
fact of
already
life.
Hey, that-
it was already out there. It was
It's an
already
advent.
going on.
Actually, I've been watching that new show, the one about the American politics that's been released. They
House
did
of
the-
Cards.
House of Cards, and that there's that whole NSA section in there where they just totally screw that reporter, and very very interesting. The cyber
Yeah.
the cyber guy, they're basically screwing that. And they've got him on the hook, and so what are you going to do? You're going to go to jail, or you're going to do these nasty things for the rest of your life because he
But I
wouldn't give
bet
up
you
his
they
friends.
weren't the only ones that were taking advantage of it. I
No,
mean,
I
it's
mean-
just part of.
the only thing that Heartbleed really was it's just an open source.
Hole.
Anomaly.
It was
hole,
just
yeah.
it was just a hole that they didn't realize existed, and it's
Yeah.
probably always existed. You know, the internet is not an infallible thing.
no.
It's so complex and so deep. But if you go way back to the beginning, it was still flawed,
Oh, of
and that's what
course.
people are doing. They're just going back to the
one
beginning.
of my clients, corporate account, on the weekend, was having trouble with his Gmail account.
Yeah.
So we Googled support for Gmail, and he called the number, got somebody who was in India, and they claimed to be working for Google and charged him $125 to do something. Then all of a sudden, he gets a call from TELUS, another rep in India, saying that there's a problem with his phone and there's a whole bunch of calls being made from India on his phone. And then he's like all of a sudden freaking out. And then she was asking for him to confirm some account information on his account that he owns the account.
More
Now,
stuff. Thank
He
you.
said, wait a minute, how do I know you're from
Tell us.
TELUS?
Yeah.
And then she just laughed, right? And I don't know if he actually told her anything, but first of all, it wasn't TELUS.
Yeah.
And because I called TELUS and confirmed it wasn't, but I already knew because they would know it was a
They would
corporate
never
account.
do that shit, anyways.
And corporate is not open on Sundays.
Right.
So there's no way that TELUS would have been calling him on Sunday. And if they were calling, they'd be calling me or they'd be calling the
Right.
But that's the nasty thing about phishing. The technology and everything phishing.
Say it with me. Fishing.
I like phishing much better.
so this
PH,
so
bro.
this these scammers they got his
Fish.
Gmail they got his Gmail information and then they called back to try and get more personal information pretending to be TELUS. Plus they got $125 out of him just for the
Wow.
privilege of getting scammed.
Ah.
So I've
I
been,
know, but there's so many people.
I've been selling.
that-
Yeah, go ahead.
There's so
Suckers?
many people that just take it for granted that because it's on the internet.
Or it's like
and
Microsoft, I'm so special that
know.
Microsoft calls me to tell me when I have a virus.
I know,
Yeah.
I just, it's like.
but there's
"So
just
you
so
guys
many
are
people that
assholes,
don't
fuck off," and I
understand.
hang up.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll show you how easy it is. I mean, I've been selling stuff on Kijiji because I'm moving. That's how this whole segment started.
Yeah.
And I was selling my couch, and I was like, somebody emailed me. They're like, or I put up my phone number, right? Because I was like, well, if you're gonna just buy something, that's
Put your number up so you legitimize yourself.
well, yeah, legitimize myself. Plus, it was a big, quality item.
Why not Craigslist?
I did no. So actually, the funny thing is after I'll tell the end of the story. You'll figure it out. And you'll
Okay.
laugh. So I use Kijiji because it's like, oh, Kijiji's Canadian. Everybody uses it.
safe.
Everybody's gotta love it. So I put the number for my couch, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I get a text message from somebody saying, hey, I want to buy your couch. Email me at this address. And I'm like, well, that's kind of friggin' weird. They didn't go really through Kijiji, through my phone number. So I email them back, and I'm like, hey, thanks. What do you want to buy? And they're like, oh, yeah, we want to buy your couch, but we need you to send us your name, address, your PayPal account, and your phone number.
Scan your fingerprints.
So we can send you the money via PayPal. And then that's when I kind of went, wait a second.
Nope.
Wait a second. You only need to send me PayPal money with my email address. And then I can choose what account it goes into. So then I looked it up, and apparently if it's a 416 number that texts you to start off with from I was kind of like, yeah, what the fuck, Toronto, or I'm sorry, Montreal.
That's
not Toronto,
yep.
Montreal. And I was
416, 515, all those numbers.
514.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would Montreal want my couch?
Your couch.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
anyone's going to ship it. And I'm like,
Or the other one is
you can buy it at Sears.
exactly. Well, the other thing too is you'll have somebody saying, "Oh, I'm in the U.S. military and I'm buying something, and can you ship it?" Blah blah blah.
That
But
might be real.
no, it's not. It's a scam.
Oh.
And that's it's really interesting. And
Are you
that's
telling me I'll never get the money from the Nigerian prince?
no, that's legit.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's legit.
No, you'll get
because
that. Don't
I'm
worry about it.
I'm
I get 'em
I'm
to
expecting a check for $800,000 any day
Yeah,
now.
me too.
I
Yeah.
get them to take a picture with themselves to prove they're
I know. Oh, you hear about all these guys that basically fuck with those dudes and
Yeah.
say, "Look, I'm really worried about scamming. So to make it real, I need a picture of you holding a newspaper with a fish in your mouth in a bucket, and but it has to be outside." And then they'll send it, and they go, "Oh, that's great, but I'm really not sure." And they just dick around with these guys, and these guys get really pissed off and send these really irate, like, "I don't understand you. You just can't we just do our thing?" And these guys are, "Well, I'm sure," and they're just messing with them and messing with it. It's a fantastic way of dealing with those type of people.
Yeah.
Just like, hey.
If you've got nothing but time
Yeah.
and patience.
Well, if you're angry, I mean, it's a good sport.
Yeah. So the end of my story, though,
Oh, yes.
as I ended up putting it up on
Craigslist. Yeah.
then immediately I've got a
Voila,
buyer.
gone. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't.
So everybody on Kijiji, just look at it. I drop my couch by $200 every time. It's a fairly nice couch.
Mm-hmm.
And the mattress is very
And the mattress is very
I've slept on it
comfortable.
several times.
You've got a lot of big name celebrities like Margaret Reynolds,
Hey,
Marcella
Yeah.
Pointe,
I passed
Oh,
out on it
slept on
once.
it.
Garlic.
Yeah.
They've slept on this couch. However, I
It's a
don't.
babe
I phone a
magnet.
consignment store. I'm like, yo, you want my couch? And they're like, well, we accept high-end furniture. I'm like, well, this is a $2,300 couch. Would you like it? They're like, no.
No, that's not a high-end piece of
I'm
furniture.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's not
Am I just-
$7,000 is a high-end piece.
So
of
was it?
furniture.
Is it like?
It's a
genuine leather?
chaise
It's a
lounger.
hide-a-bed.
It's nice. It's
Nice
a couch
hide-a-bed.
hide-a-bed
Nice
combo.
quality mattress.
It's sold.
So I sold it for way less, just because I need to get it the hell out.
Exactly. That's it. It's
But
the way to
it was
do
just
man.
weird how
Dump the
everybody's
stuff.
like Kijiji's amazing, but I only
Nah,
sold
it's
one
crap.
never-
thing off of
Kijiji's
I
crap.
hardly. I wouldn't even think to go on that site. If I want to
No.
buy something used, I go to Craigslist.
Yeah, okay, but
Exactly.
they're doing a big marketing push right now on TV. Canada's
Kijiji?
number one.
Actually,
Oh,
Kijiji,
I don't have a TV, so-
for advertising like a rental apartment.
they fucking
Really?
screw you though. I okay. Can I go over?
We
a little
got
bit?
some good
Keep going.
some good lead some good
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I would think for that.
I
But
think the last tenant is from Kijiji.
well,
Hey, hang on. Didn't you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Pad Mapper would be what I would use if I ever want to rent.
Oh, Pad Mapper.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I just
either.
recommend the rental
Pad
service,
Mapper.
man. It's like
Pad
great.
Mapper is amazing. You can basically put in any price that you're looking for, and it just finds it and it scrapes it. It actually got in a big trouble with Craigslist because Craig was pretty pissed that they were scraping their
Oh, cool.
stuff. And so I don't know if it still includes Craigslist, but Pad Mapper was good for that. I only sold
Okay.
one thing off Kijiji, but the one thing that really pissed me off about Kijiji is they make you pay money to put your ad back at the first
Okay,
page
there's
again. You have to pay $3.99 to bump it up
So,
to the first page again. You
wow.
have to pay $4, or you can make it for $5. I can understand that's actually a decent price, to get it back up. But why not just be able to just repost your ad? I kept having to put my ad in again and again and again. I'm like, if you made me pay, continuously put this on the first page for $5, never move it, sure. But they wanted $20 for that. And that wasn't even for a day. Or a week, I guess. It was like, okay.
Yeah, Craigslist is that.
Yeah.
And I
It's the
didn't know
best.
this, but I think Kijiji's based out of the Netherlands. Makes
Okay.
sense, though, because of the name, Kijiji.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think to look there. I sort of know the name, but truly, Craigslist or
It's
Yeah.
it's ridiculously hard to spell, as well.
oh,
I remember there was a guy on.
J-I.
oh, okay.
But I mean, like, if you're a normal person, somebody's like, you want to go get something, you got to get it on Kijiji. You're gonna spell it K-I-G-I.
Yeah, I would have spelt it with G's.
Yeah, at least North American style. If you're Norwegian,
Yep.
European, probably J's.
Yeah.
Just because
I just want to be so rich when I move.
The thing is,
I
we all
just
have the sites
give it away.
that we trust: Craigslist,
Yeah.
Amazon,
Amazon,
I
yeah.
love Amazon.
eBay.
Yeah. Amazon.
eBay.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I trust eBay necessarily.
Oh, eBay's
I'm a little
been good
bit
to
more.
me.
I'd be a little bit. I'm a little bit more cautious on eBay.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
Well,
check
than
out
I
the
am
seller.
on
The
Amazon.
reason I buy on eBay is you automatically get a $5,000 insurance coverage. If you buy anything and you're dissatisfied, they'll instantly refund you.
Really?
Yeah, no questions asked. It's really, really good.
I'm gonna kiss
So-
Amazon's ass just because they have a new, place here.
Amazon's great, especially
Yeah, I'm
having
gonna kiss
Amazon
Amazon's
Prime.
ass too, because it's gonna make me fucking rich.
I've just
Yeah.
no. You don't make money on Amazon
So-
selling stuff as an affiliate. That's for sure.
So since we're talking,
Actually, there are people that are making a lot of money doing.
You know what the percentage is? 0.03%
No,
is what
no.
you make.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking. What are you talking about? You're talking about
Like
as
selling
affiliate,
stuff through
yeah.
Amazon.
an affiliate or as a reseller.
as a
Affiliate
reseller,
reseller.
It's 30.
Well,
Amazon
affiliate
takes
and reseller are
30%.
two different things.
yeah, way different.
So a reseller is the reseller partner program. You can actually
You can sell
source out
anything that they
products,
sell.
and then you just ship them to Amazon, and then Amazon fulfills the sale. So it's ordered through Amazon. It's your product. Amazon takes 30%,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah, that's different. That's your telling.
and you get 70%
Yeah,
minus the cost.
but that's your providing the product. And I'm talking about if you can go anywhere on Amazon and like books or whatever, and if somebody clicks through your website to
yeah.
buy
Oh,
a
yeah.
book or whatever,
That's affiliate.
it's tiny. It's not worth it, man.
Well, it ranges up to 10% depending on the electronics is like 2% or something. And
No,
depends
because
on
if
their
they're
coo-
making
it depends
huge
on their
amounts of
cookie
money on it,
base,
sure.
too.
Like a
yeah,
book,
higher margin is
they make huge money on books.
yeah.
Huge money.
So I want to throw down on another site since we're talking about buying.
Let's
on
throw
the
down.
internet. So I found out that there's actually a specialty site if you want to buy bikes, and it's called Pink Bike.
Like motorbikes or
Bicycle.
pedal bikes?
Bicycles,
Oh,
yeah.
did you sell your bike?
Oh.
No, I didn't sell my bike, but I just was like really impressed with them. I was like, holy crap, there's a lot of bikes,
Mm-hmm.
and you can ship it anywhere in the world. All that other good stuff.
So, okay, so
Pink
my
bike?
question
Pink
is,
Bike, yeah.
Okay.
how long are resale stores still going to be around? Or will they have new...
Resale?
Like
Retail.
a retail store,
Retail.
like you go into a
Yeah,
retail
forever.
store, you check out some shoes I really like, then you go to Amazon and buy them
Buy
for
'em
$40
for-
bucks less.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't work
It's always going to be around.
Yeah.
for
People
suckers.
like
Yeah,
touch.
there's
Not
lots
for
of people.
suckers.
Not for
Touch.
suckers.
You wanna-
Not for
Dude,
suckers.
there'll be QR codes, and you just scan it with your phone, and you buy it right there in the store, and it'll ship it to your house.
Tellus did a
People love
tell us-
touching shit.
Tellus
Women will
showed us
always wanna
some
try on
research
clothes.
on what makes somebody buy
I want to try and
an accessory.
Okay.
And the number one, what do you think the number one motivation for buying?
It's in my
accessories is?
hand.
Oh,
It's
because
not the price.
It's in
No,
my
no,
price
hand.
is number
it's-
3.
yeah, it's like shiny object, and then
Convenience.
You try it. Okay. and
Convenience.
Try it.
James is right.
Impulse buy.
No, it's
Impulse.
not
No, no,
impulse.
no.
It's
No,
not
but
impulse.
180% of
Hey,
the time.
you know, Bob was in my store once. We were coming to meet. He was coming. He was
This is a
meeting me.
classic
He
Bob
was
story, by the way.
meeting me to go for not sushi.
Soup.
Vietnamese
Does it-
soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice soup.
So I was finishing up with a customer. They were buying a
What's
phone,
the soup place called?
A couple Motorola Defy phones for their kids. You know, the
Yeah.
indestructible ones. And and then Bob's like, so I'm like, they're asking about cases, and then Bob, right in the middle while I'm showing them some
Yeah,
cases,
exactly.
he goes, "Hey, you can go over to Excess Cargo,
Yeah, and get it real cheap.
and you might be able to get it really cheap there."
Damn.
And I'm
Ain't
like, I look at Bob, and
He's
he's like,
such a-
"Oh, sorry," and I'm like.
Sorry, dude. I know
I'm
you're
like,
making 7,000% on that.
Minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so the Motorola Defy, it's not a common phone. It's not going to.
They'd never find it there.
They don't have a car. They're going to have to walk over there. They're going to
Oh.
waste half an hour looking for something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And instead of paying like $25 for a case, they might have got it for like 15 over there.
But does he tell
but
them
the
that?
Number
No.
one, the number one reason why people buy in a store is
It's right there.
and
convenience. You're
I
already there.
said it.
Yeah.
I said
It's
it.
right
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
actually,
Yeah. Shiny object syndrome. You see it. Right?
No, but also
Yeah.
I want it now.
here's the other thing, though. Like,
Also, if
Like when I upgraded my phone, I
Put
could've
it in
had-
your
I could've
hand.
Had Rogers.
Yeah.
Just
UPS.
get it
you know,
in their
send it to me
goddamn
Oh, this
hand.
looks good in my hand.
Or
Or
I
this
can go to
looks
a store
good
to
on
get
my
it
pen.
Wait, I
now.
can't hear. I can't hear, Margaret.
Sorry, we're having
So
fun.
rather than having Rogers send me the phone within 2 days, it's like I'm just gonna go to the store and get it now.
Yeah,
I want it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. I want it now.
yeah. Why would you want to wait 2
That's
days?
because I sold
but,
it to her.
But
really
also
good.
the other thing too is the level of service that you get. When I'm in a store, if I'm buying something and then they're adding on, if the service isn't good or if I don't feel like I'm being looked after, I'm not
Yep.
going to buy it. But if I am, I'm much more likely
the
to
hell?
buy it from them because I appreciate the service and I'm willing to pay more for that.
That's right.
So
So,
that's where retail wins.
That's like when I went to the eatery yesterday. Yeah.
Bob asked how long is retail going to be around? The shoddy retailer stores
gone.
are gone.
Gone.
But the high,
You can't compete on price.
well, except for excess cargo, which lives on shoddy service.
Well,
Well,
that's
just a
totally
minute.
different.
yeah, but you
but
know
they're
what
just
you're
selling
getting.
bankrupt
But,
companies.
Yeah.
They're
my
moving shit.
convection
You know what you're
toaster
getting when you walk into a
rotisserie
place
oven
like
that I
that.
bought there.
Yes.
I love.
I know.
we've got two Christmas trees,
Yep.
fake Christmas trees. About 4 years ago, we went into excess cargo on Boxing Day.
How
Yeah.
much did you pay for them?
$1
I know.
For like
I know.
Christmas big tall.
I know it's crazy.
$1. So I said, "Oh, $1." And I looked at Valerie. We might as well get two.
Yeah.
I know. Let's
tuning.
get 20. We'll get 20. We'll fill the apartment with a Christmas
So
tree.
I
then
love it's
so
just
every
like
year
a treasure
every year
chest.
we lend our spare one to somebody in the building. or
Wait,
whatever.
you had a spare Christmas tree this year and you didn't lend it to me?
No, my parents took it because they didn't get
For
a real tree this
$5.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
No, but you're absolutely right. If you get good human service, right?
that's
like,
the key.
Like yeah.
A charming gentleman like this guy on my right.
And you know what? If you go in there a couple of times and they remember who you are you kidding me?
Oh, he's
I'm
smooth.
there forever. I mean,
Yeah, and not only that, if they go like if you have a problem with your carrier and instead of getting an attitude from the person, they actually call and
Yep.
fight for you and champion your cause. Well, of course you're going to come back, right?
Yep.
And you're going to buy accessories. You're going to do whatever.
Sure.
So if you're indifferent and don't care, then those stores are going to go to business.
Yep.
Because if you want cold, indifferent, you might as
You
well
go
get
on
it at
price.
half price.
yes.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
You get what you pay for
And
as far
I
as
think,
service.
I think that retail person-to-person sales are going to be around for a long time
Well,
because people will prefer
People always
to
appreciate customer service.
and to deal with a person and
So what do you think
and-
of the concept of an Amazon store where they actually have physical stores, these huge stores, and they're just for you to check out stuff that you actually have to touch and feel, and you still have to order it from
What's
Amazon
wrong
and
with that?
shipped. It's a catalog store, and they've been around for a long time.
It's like Lee Valley.
yeah, like the
Exactly.
Sears
Yeah.
catalog stores. Those kind of things.
I wouldn't have a
Lovely
problem with that if it was a couple of days. I don't want to have to wait a week. 2 to 3 days is my limit. If you haven't got to me in 2 or 3
That's what
days, then
That's what
Well-
Amazon Prime is for.
that's
Well,
me.
exactly.
This message
Brought
sponsored
to
to
you
you
by
by Amazon Prime.
Only $99.
Oh, it's only $99 for a year, but you get your stuff in a day and a half.
And if you
But-
live in the
but
U.S.,
it's
you
not
get all
just-
the Amazon on-demand content.
yeah.
Yes, you
don't
do.
get in Canada.
And
Which
all
is
the
worth
books.
the money.
All
Well,
the books.
I'm telling you, I'm talking about Amazon Prime in the UK. 'cause
No,
that
oh.
stuff
Oh,
rules.
well, there's Amazon Prime in the UK, there's Amazon in the States,
Because there's
Amazon
so
in Canada.
okay, maybe we should give a shout out to Amazon. Why is Amazon Canada so shitty?
Well, because they have no products.
They don't.
I buy
That's-
everything from Amazon.com
Amazon.com.
and have it shipped to Blaine and
I
just
want
drive over,
Amazon-
pick it up.
Well, I don't know. Maybe because they realize that 90% of the
People
world's
drive to Blaine.
of the Canada's
Scale.
population is like right on the U.S. border.
Yeah.
But
and they're buying from
but-
Amazon.com anyways and driving down and
But
picking
I
the
want
stuff up.
Amazon. If I was staying in Canada, I would want Amazon grocery.
Oh my God, that would wipe out all the grocery stores in this city.
What's wrong with that? Then
That'd
we
be
could have
awesome.
liquor stores in grocery stores. If
I
that was
know, it'd be
possible.
great. Look, I'd like some tequila and throw in some limes and a pizza. Make it 2 pizzas. And so $87.
But Amazon,
Excellent.
like-
Ship it over.
Like, what are the coolest
Amazon
things?
Pizza.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, they'll
they have
do
Amazon-
anything. Anything.
I also wish Uber was still around because they had Uber Kittens, where they went and delivered kittens to
Yeah.
offices.
I
and you
need a
could have
dog,
kitties.
2 cats, and a pizza, and I
Just
need
a
it right
pet
away. Oh,
for
and
like
throw in
an
some
hour.
Pepsi. Yeah, disposable pets.
And the other thing
Just,
is,
use the shredder.
is you guys should all go.
Bob.
Sorry.
You just can print another one.
Wow.
Just order another
3D
one.
kitten.
Anyways, also the Cafe of Vancouver recently raised 10% of their budget to get a cat cafe.
So how are they going to? I want to know. You can't even bring your friggin' dog
Nope.
to the patio. It's got to stay on the other side
Yeah.
of the fence, and that's outside.
And what
if you
about
have a
cats?
So how come you can suddenly have cats walking around in a cafe?
Because it's a huge thing in Japan.
No, but
What? What? Where
Okay.
did that come from?
if I have a choice
That's where they
between,
came from.
People have dogs in restaurants, and that is
All the
totally
time.
illegal.
Yeah.
I know,
Under
and
Canada
there
law.
are coffee shops in town that allow you to have your dog inside.
Yeah, and the
I
cat-
don't have a
But if
problem
I come in with my
the-
pet rat, they get all freaked out.
well, if it's
How
on a
is
leash,
Mr.
I wouldn't
Nibbles?
care.
I mean, it's illegal.
But I mean,
rat on a leash?
cats are. I'm a cat person. I'm a cat mummy.
Yeah.
But damn, she sheds all over the place.
That's
what-
She jumps up on everything, and if it wasn't my cat, I'd be grossed out. So I'm going to go to a cafe and have cats
your
walking
fucking cat?
around.
Well, so how they do it in most of these other cat cafes in the world is they'll have a separation between the two, so you have your stuff and then you go into the cat area.
Yeah, you never heard of the Pussy Zone?
That was Bob's
But
favorite
I
restaurant.
just couldn't hold it on any longer.
That was
man.
your
I
favorite
thought-
For
restaurant.
God's
in
sake, that's what
Bangkok.
everybody's been
I
thinking.
thought it was a dumb idea, which means they're going to make millions of dollars.
No, I mean I think it's a cool idea. I'm down.
Hey,
I wish
they've
that they
got-
would have gotten it.
They
to
got
it sooner.
daycare for dogs in this city.
Yeah, if
Hey,
you
there's
go
Slap
to
a-
down
Middletown-
$500 a month to take care of your dog.
There's a
during the
food
day.
truck
Only
for
$500?
dogs.
Are you
What?
sure?
Yeah, there's a food truck for
I
dogs.
think I ate there. It was pretty
There
good.
is?
Yeah, in Vancouver, there's a food truck for
I
dogs.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you take your dog and get the food.
Yeah, only
I'll
$7
put the link
for
in
a
the show
cookie.
notes.
Oh, that
It's,
is so- I
it was
think
on
that's
Van
cool.
City Buzz.
You
And
think
they have little
that's
doggy
cool.
treats and yeah.
And the
I love.
catnip
See, I
special.
would do that if I had a dog and I was walking it.
But you wouldn't pick up its
Let's
shit.
talk about the Vancouver.
Yes,
Like,
I do.
Here's the question I have. You know how recently there's a thing in Vancouver called 420. I guess you guys may
Yeah,
have
yeah.
heard
We'd
of
already
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
we
it.
did.
Aw, okay.
Done that.
Did you guys talk about how they really missed an opportunity to allow like 15 of the world of Vancouver's top food trucks to
I
be parked across the
know.
Oh my God, that
I
would have been
know
awesome.
that was.
They didn't want a food riot. That's why.
What do you mean
Yeah.
food riot? It would
Well,
have
it
been like,
wasn't-
No.
dude, these munchies are
Hang on,
amazing.
wasn't somebody giving away free pizza?
Yeah, they. Oh,
Yeah.
you see the
Yeah, there
pictures
was
of
the-
them giving away free pizza? Those people were animals.
It's like, take it, for God's sake, take it. There's 10,000
No,
people getting
I saw an article somewhere about the fact that they wouldn't allow food trucks near there.
We just have
Why?
to walk up a street to Georgia and
They don't.
But
come
they
on.
should have
That's
just
too
put them
far,
right
man.
there.
It's
Yeah,
miles away.
I know.
Okay, but
Okay, so what was the justification for not allowing it?
I don't know. That's stupid.
Vancouver City.
It's Vancouver
Yeah.
City Hall.
So
if
they
you
just
can't
face
do it
it.
on a bike, they're not
It's a
interested.
killjoy.
But Vancouver has come
What?
a long way since the old days of no fun, right?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
right, yeah.
They've
They've gone past that and then
they
they've
used
gone
to
back
kill
even
they
further.
killed everything before. They
Yeah, I
killed
know.
like the Sea Festival, anything that involved people coming downtown. And then they reversed that. But I guess they still haven't.
So
Yeah, they got
with
protested.
30,000 people coming down,
They were worried about riots.
They took out Georgia Street. They took out Robson
I know,
Street.
but it's like
they
they're
took out Thurlow,
stoners. They don't have
took
the
That's
energy to
Howe.
riot.
taking down.
Yeah, I know.
Taking out those cities.
We were
that's-
we were going for a walk. I was talking about it earlier.
Get really high.
And no, we forgot. I
kids
didn't.
did,
I
though.
forgot it was 420, and then I saw all these people, and Valerie's like, "What's going on?" I'm like,
What the
"Oh,
hell's going on? Is it another hockey game or
420.
something?
And then you go.
See, but I found like this year's 420 was actually very commercial.
yeah."
Like in the past, it was about protest and decriminalization,
Yeah, now it's just
legalization
it's
of
become
weed.
normal.
Now it's like it's a farmer's market for marijuana, and
Yep.
it's like okay,
That's boring.
That's boring.
Yeah.
That's boring
Where's the
as
cutting
shit.
edge?
Well, it's not even.
Hey!
It's not about even being
It's my
cutting
favorite
edge. It's just
sailor.
like if this is allowed this one time a year, why don't we just go through with provincial and just say,
I think
hey,
we-
screw it. It's a farmer's market every Sunday over in Commercial
Exactly.
Drive.
And then once a year,
you
just
go
have
buy.
a bunch of stone people there.
Yeah, everybody. You can still celebrate 420, but at least you have a space for
We could have
it. People-
Amsterdam Day. We could have all
Well, what's
sorts
the
of stuff. Right?
justification for stopping it? Like,
Well, about
you know?
psilocybin mushrooms. I mean, God, they grow at
Well,
SFU like crazy.
the funny
so
the funny thing about you're saying about this
that's
is
a
actually
100-mile diet.
well, I was actually going to say that the U.S. military has been founding to be using those for post-traumatic stress disorder. So
Using mushrooms.
yeah, when they come back, yeah,
Okay.
to chill them out.
Yeah. Chill,
So-
man. Chill.
Yeah, chill. Here, have some mushrooms.
And marijuana too. I know
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana is great. I mean, like if you have arthritis, Parkinson's, fibromyalgia,
Epilepsy,
back
some
pain.
forms of
like we found out these are so good to like take care of.
Back pain is a
back
big one.
pain is a huge one. I don't know.
You're looking very hipster.
Whoa.
So there's a whole bunch- there's-
Yeah, if you look like a hipster,
there's a
you
whole
can
bunch
take
of,
pot, and that just totally
things that-
screws up that
But
look.
but why
That's
why
good
not just give those people like
Hang on,
the
he's
ability to have food trucks?
he's looking chubby.
Because there's an industry.
And hipster.
Food trucks. What's wrong with food trucks?
Oh no. Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about
I know what you're saying.
There's an
I
industry
get it.
that's-
Doesn't he get a mic to
that doesn't
talk back?
want it.
No,
It's
no,
worth-
so we don't
They
have
want
our.
to create a synthetic version
I
of
was
it
gonna
that they
say
can
it, but I'm
patent and
not.
control. It all comes
Are you
down
really
to
not going to give him a mic?
Patent.
So they're going to
Figure
synthesize
out
Now,
how
he
to-
can grab a mic
What's
if
that?
he wants
They're
to
gonna- anytime you
wax
synthesize
poetic.
Something, it ruins it.
Exactly.
How do- I don't-
It still has an effect, but it also has more side effects.
Go Trudeau. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I was wondering if you're like running for politics or something.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I think Justin Trudeau is a good choice
Well, there was a guy here.
because he punched
About
out. He
And
punched
there-
out.
3
He
months
punched out a
ago.
reporter. His dad was already prime minister.
Yeah, because that makes all the difference.
There was a guy here about
does.
3 months ago that really hates Justin Trudeau.
I know, and I
And,
couldn't stand
Marcel
Hate
called him
him,
out
but-
for being a conservative and being anti-gay, and he goes, "Well,
Wait,
I'm
who was
gay
that?
myself."
that. Who was the gay guy? himself?
McCullough. His last name's McCullough. He's a columnist for the province.
Wait. I've had friends that have done that too. I mean, you sure he wasn't just trying to pretend just to kind of stop the conversation? Because I've had friends in Calgary
Myself-
being like, "I'm gay too," and then you're like, "No, you're not."
Plug my
Like,
phone.
yeah.
Oh, it was,
He came with a dude that had a mustache, so that's what makes it okay.
Testing.
So anyways.
Testing.
Yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Anyways, so we've
Okay.
got Marcel Lapointe, the
What's
most
up?
burning person.
Hang on, Bob. Bob.
But
get
no,
back
I
over
tried
here.
to call this guy out on being
Behind the chairs.
on being ignorant, and he was like, "I'm gay," and
plug my phone
he came
back
with a
in.
dude. He had a mustache. He was clearly gay. Cool guy.
All right,
James, it's your last show.
I know.
Hey, in Bangalore, what's the time right now?
12 and a half hours ahead.
Where's Nicole?
Oh, so you can come on the show
At 9 in the morning?
as long as we do a hangout.
Yeah, we could do a hangout. I could try.
Well, we should do a total intersection. We could call it
We could call it.
Bangalore.
And now our
Bangaloring
Indian,
with James.
our
What's
Indian
happening with the
correspondent.
I guess
Well, yeah,
so.
except it'll be like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, no,
No,
12 and a
12
half hours.
12
Tomorrow.
and a half hours
12 and a half hours.
12 and a half hours, so it'll be like 9 when we start.
in the morning.
Yeah.
And that'll
9
be
in the
okay.
morning.
He's going to be up anyway.
I'll probably be at work already.
Oh, big time. 6, 7
So,
in the morning.
but the thing
They
is,
got
though, is I
flex
probably.
hours in that company, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Shh.
He's-
Anyways.
He's just going to
I
use it
didn't
as an
say-
excuse not
Anyways.
to get on the
Name of the
show.
company.
No, but I'm saying like flex hours, like, nobody needs to know about flex hours.
All companies have
First thing
those.
you
All companies have
Right.
flex
A
hours.
lot of companies do.
Yeah.
you're
Especially if you work out.
You're special.
Flex hours means you
And I'm
work
sorry,
12 hours a day.
I mean, sorry,
That is true, yeah.
software
Yeah.
companies, it's like, really? You expect anybody to be at work early?
yeah.
No.
Get real.
Yeah, I know.
You're lucky
They
if
were
you
here
see me
till 2 in the
before
morning.
10.
all you have to do is tell your boss that you're going to be on a podcast, and he'll understand.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Like,
Waxing
if I
poetic.
actually do a podcast and I do it from the place,
We could come in as guests.
no, the
Oh.
thing would be
No, Bob, no.
that would actually be considered theirs.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing.
But I could come in as a guest. After that, they wouldn't want it.
no.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to.
We only we know we
You know-
own it, but
you
can
know-
we
you know
shred
what I'm
this?
they
saying,
can
though, right?
have it, man.
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
It's very hard to shred a
You get
podcast.
it. Anyway,
Basically, you don't want to be someone else's intellectual property.
no, I am somebody's intellectual
was-
property now.
That's the way it works.
That's
You
the way it
buy
works.
a big.
It's just that if I use their
anything you do is
computer
yours.
to talk to these guys, they'll be
Then
like,
they own
"That's-
it."
That's ours too.
Yep.
Thank you.
But if you're at home, then you own that stuff.
Yeah, but Bunker Project
No.
by Z is a nice
Really, you did
company.
24/7?
Just
no
kidding.
naming the company.
We can't.
Just kidding.
No, you can't
Edit-
name the
edit
company.
that out.
I'll edit it out.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
an
yeah.
accident.
He told you, and he didn't tell
God
anybody
damn it.
else.
I told you
No, I
guys
gotta
like
edit.
forever ago.
Really?
I didn't
Yeah.
know I wasn't allowed to say I just got here.
Yeah.
So what? You're joining
Randall's
McDonald's?
lucky he's not here tonight, by the way.
So you're hang on. He's going to the head office for McDonald's in Bangalore.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
I
man.
can't believe that Ronald McDonald of places, all places, is,
That's where he hangs.
That's where he hangs out. Because
Yeah.
I know.
in India,
I could get really
that
rude, but I'm
explains
not going to.
hamburgers are so big in India.
huge.
And you guys have seen him on TV, right? Ronald McDonald loves his
Actually-
Taco Bell.
So there's
Ay,
like
vey.
there's like
Campaign
7 or
reference.
8 huge companies in Bangalore that are for tech. So
Just 7 or 8?
Well,
More like 400 or
there's-
500.
Yeah.
Well,
Just 7 or 8. No, it's not Vancouver, dude.
It'll be cool to hear, how it goes and all that.
I will admit, I am very,
Well,
very,
actually,
very, very, and I'm sure I can get Andrew on an interesting
Say very
topic.
again. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
big not fan of certain things, and travel shots is definitely not one of them. And
Oh, you could get us those really cheap $36 phones. Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
James, if you do a podcast in India, can you call it a Slumdog Millionaire? I couldn't even say it with a straight face.
Slum Karg?
Bumcock
Slumdog
millionaire.
Yeah. Actually, I do have a podcast all set up called Are You Still Living in Asia? And I did 2
Yeah.
interviews, never got back to it. But I think I might relaunch that. That would be hilarious because it's just all the expats that I know they're still fucking in Asia. They're stuck there. They're never getting
Wait,
out.
is it
man.
called Raja for short?
I listened
is the
to the
concept-
episode with the penguin, and that was a
Oh, that's outrageous.
Is
a
the
good episode.
concept that you call people and you say, "Hey, are you still living in Asia?"
Yeah.
That's the entire podcast.
Yeah. Dude, are you still in Asia? Yes. All right. Thank you. Next week, we're talking to
Episode
somebody.
4.
Actually, I think it'd be interesting if you did that and just kind of figured out like what places.
Well,
are
the
like.
reason I started because I was thinking of going back to Asia, and I figured it was a really great way to break into the expat market again.
I
So-
think the Canadian government would also be behind that idea because then they could just direct people to that, especially Canadians abroad, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
you
mean,
want to know about?
there's some such
going on in
cool
Bangkok?
people that are available to you when you're in that market. Because in the expat market, it's the difference between living here in Canada doing stuff and doing stuff in an expat market is you can, let's go, they've got an embassy thing happen, let's go hang out. So they happen out with all the ambassadors. And, it's a Mexican ambassador, there's a Canadian ambassador. Oh, let's shotgun some cokes. And then it's like, and then you get kicked out. We actually, the ambassador and I and a couple of buddies, we were shotgunning Canadian because
I believe it.
the Canadian beer sent us a bunch of 2-4s, and we were shotgunning, and the party was it was at the Shangri-La Hotel, and we booked this big conference room that had 300 people turn up, and it was from 7 till 9, and at 10:30 security came and asked us to leave because they had to set up for the next meeting, and so they kicked us out. And
that
then we
was-
went to the next party.
And that was in
But
Thailand?
but isn't
Yeah.
isn't that when you declaim diplomatic immunity and you go, I can drink here as long as I want.
I'm the fucking ambassador, man.
I'm the ambassador to your
These
face,
are my
bro.
new buddies.
See this
so fuck
beer
you.
can? That's my flag on it.
Actually, it was in it because there was
You
this.
see this beer?
You see this big gun? This is fucking federal
This is
property, man.
Calgary. Yeah,
Watch me crush it on my forehead, yo.
I'm gonna take some maple syrup. Yeah.
Crazy.
But
But
anyway,
yeah, you
expats,
get
good.
get to hang out with some really amazing people. So that's
is-
what I wanted to do is call these guys up that I know and say, hey, I know you're the top marketing person for BP Oil. Let's talk about why you're still in Asia. And like, oh,
Are
you're
you
the
besties
president
with
of
the top marketing person of BP Oil?
yeah.
What a fun best friend.
Oh, she's so cool.
Did she like it when
She's
South Park was
she
like,
sends me stuff on Facebook, and what's interesting, she'll blast and I'll make some comments and stuff like that. And then a couple of people I know in Vancouver make some comments. They have no idea who they're commenting with. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
And
it is.
and what does she do?
She's basically what she does is she flies around the world and she does
She said she's sorry.
marketing. Basically, she comes in with a guerrilla team and she does marketing enhancement for what do you call it? Markets that are flagging.
Okay.
And she'll go and she'll boost that market.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then she'll fly out 6 months later and then go somewhere
Should bring
else.
her on to Women Talking Tech.
Yes. Yeah.
She might try to build
So,
a pipeline
so
through it.
James, how many people in Company X's location
Oh,
there?
that's
How many
crazy.
people there?
Yeah.
I think at Ronald McDonald's house is like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So you're working with sick kids?
I will tell you another day.
Yeah, let him get fired first, and then
I didn't say what company it was. I just was wondering if it was
how many employees?
700 people.
Higher.
Oh, okay.
Is this gonna be
globally,
like,
it's probably more
Globally,
like 30 or
globally.
40.
Oh, okay, but in that location.
I cannot say.
so is this going to be like the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret, where you show up
Oh!
at this fancy job that
Great
they sent you
series.
to, and there's like one person
Wait
in this
a
warehouse, and they're
minute.
like, "This is your office." And
I
it's just,
figured
like,
it out. I
empty
know why
space.
there's this secrecy.
Why?
It's a reality TV show.
Oh,
Whoa! Whoa.
Yeah, it's called Are You Got You Got
Are
a
You
Job
in
in
Asia?
Bangalore?
No, it'll be like the one in Japan where they make the guy live alone in like a hotel room, and they give him a bunch of
The only
coupons,
reason-
and he has to win things through contests to
Yeah,
live.
that's exactly it. The only reason I'm not telling
This
anybody
happened.
how many people
Isn't
are in
that
the
what we do
company
here in Canada?
Oh, I got it. I figured it out.
is
The TV show is going to be called Angry Coders.
there we go. Yeah.
Angry coders.
Oh, that's
awesome.
whoa, good one, Andrew.
I'm actually not sure how much I can actually divulge. Actually, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Oh well, yeah.
We're
it's-
like
it's-
way over time, anyways.
Yeah, and
Hey,
if anybody's
so
actually
We'll just
listening,
Google it anyway.
So let's
Yeah.
finish that off. Gaming with James, or the last gaming with
The
James.
last
Even though we didn't fucking talk
Entrepreneur
about games,
Bunker
but
with
that's
James.
pretty good for Gunker. Actually,
Bunker
have
show.
James. So we'll have a replacement for James.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Well,
Did
I
I-
bought his Xbox, so I can pretend to know things.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Gaming with the hipster.
Oh. Yeah.
Wait! I thought it was called gaming with Marcel.
Yeah, we'll call it gaying with Marcel.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaming.
Gamey with
Like,
Marcel.
what games have you played? And I'll be like,
G-A-Y.
Today I played some Tetris.
And then they play Leapfrog.
It is true though. I sold Marcel my entire
I play Leapfrog all
Xbox,
the
my
time.
collection.
Oh
well,
my
see, there
God,
you
that's
go.
awesome.
So it is gaming
Thank
with
you.
the hipster.
Marcel-
I
Marcel's
got
a gamer
all
now?
these things. I got Batman Arkham something.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got
nice.
that.
Grand
I got that
Theft
game.
Auto, the new one. I
So
got.
I sold him Grand Theft Auto. I could have sold that one for like $50 still,
Oh,
but I sold to Marcel for 10.
Oh,
I totally
so nice.
robbed James.
A little bit.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
you know what? It wasn't-
That's what
it
that's
was-
what
So are you
going
playing-
away's
are you
about.
playing those games?
No, he's watching that.
Nah,
So
throw them
far,
away.
no, but I really want to get South Park Stick of Truth.
You know, I bought a bunch of games and I never
Oh
played them.
shit! You want to go over to my house? I'll just give
You
you. a
still
bunch
got
of
more
games.
games?
Well, I could do gaming with James, but it can be like Conan O'Brien.
James, what you
where
should
he
do
doesn't
just
know
bring
anything
back
about
all
the
your
game
shit
he's
in a
playing.
box, and we'll give him away as
That
prizes.
could be the concept.
You like books, right?
Not really.
Well, if Andrew ever wants to come by this weekend, come by.
Just score a bunch
Tuesday
of stuff. We'll
games.
do them as giveaways,
All right.
man. That'd be
Or
awesome.
or
for
if you want
giveaways.
to go over there at 11, I'll let you look at.
And we'll call it the gaming with James
Farewell tour.
farewell present.
So the only thing I got left are books.
That's all right.
Games.
Which type of books?
I don't know, like
Comic
what color
books?
is your-
Comic books. That's what I was
Coloring
thinking.
books.
I've got comic books. I've got a couple movie
Pornography,
posters. I've
yeah.
got Archie comics. I got to take to the Golden Age.
Ooh, Archie comics. That
I
Veronica
got
was
what
hot.
color is your parachute? all that.
So when are you
stuff.
leaving?
What the hell?
First week of May. So in
What month is it?
April.
Oh, okay.
We're at the end of April.
Well, that's coming up soon, I
So-
hear.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think like
How many days in May? 30
So
or 40?
when they want you like now.
yeah. Well, it took
Sure, they're
took
a big
month.
company.
It took them a month. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, when I got when I got headhunted back here, it was like, oh yeah, can you come in 15 days? Says, are you kidding? I got to move my whole family and stuff like. It's taking like 3 months. We'll give you 30 days. That
Yeah,
was it.
but
Or
they-
we're not interested in hiring you.
But they
Thanks,
probably
assholes.
Okay. You didn't have to get shots to come back though. I guess.
No, but it felt like it. I should have got shots. Put it that way.
Yeah. Good old yellow fever. Japanese.
Hey, I got that's yellow fever is good for 10 years, man. So no biggie.
I know. I'm not. Oh really?
Did you
10
get
years?
tetanus?
I probably have. I'll know tomorrow when I go.
Malaria? You need malaria shots?
Actually,
No, you don't need malaria.
no
You
dysentery.
don't?
You don't
No,
need.
no.
Mal-
Maybe
you
you don't need it anymore. I remember getting.
no, it depends on where you're going. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The,
Okay.
you
They'll
want
probably give it to me anyways. 'cause I'm-
hepatitis for sure.
So what
I
are you
already, I already have
Hep
that.
so what are you
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about?
What am I worried
No,
about?
you need it.
I just don't like needles.
So you've never gone for a blood test?
Oh, all the time, but I hate it.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure you don't get
All
a flu
the
shot.
time.
I heard
Yeah,
the flu
I hate
shots
it.
are just conspiracy.
Yeah, once a week, but I hate it.
Well, that's because I told you that. Yeah, I said flu shots are just there to kill old people.
I was trying to make a
Yeah, they
joke.
got- they got
let's
people
not
that-
go there. Let's not
Yeah,
go
let's
there.
go get
I'm not a
started.
fan of the flu shot.
Don't forget.
Neither am I.
Don't forget, Andrew. Some of us got
All
monkey
right, no
prints.
more making jokes on touchy subjects.
I'm not a fan of the flu shot.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but anyways, that's the other thing. Expats fun. Let's see what happens.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. But like I said,
and I'm not getting fired, you fucking guy.
no, you won't. The
If they
thing
hear
is
this
that once
show.
you're in the expat game, it's gonna blow your mind, man.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on, and go, this is what Bob's been talking about for these years. Oh, why the hell did he ever come back to Canada?
Yeah, why did you come back to
I
Canada?
had kids. If
See,
I
that's
didn't
the-
have kids, I'd still be there.
That's the
trust me.
thing. Like that's what everybody says to us.
Don't get married and have kids unless you want to stay
I-
there forever,
Wait, did
which you may want to.
Did we tell on the show last time I got engaged?
Oh no,
he did.
You fool!
Didn't you
Is
see
she-
it on
is-
Facebook?
Is she coming with you?
I did.
That was like
Is she gonna go there with you or
That was
not?
2 weeks ago. Huh?
Is she gonna go there with you, or is she gonna stay
Maybe.
here?
She's
Maybe.
not. She's not. She doesn't live
You know
here.
my wife. she stayed in
She
Canada
lives in London.
for 2 years before coming and then becoming an expat. So tell her to take her time.
We'll see.
Settle in, get a place, and then the other thing to do is when she comes, get her own place.
Yeah.
That always fucks them up.
Anyways, Norm, we love you, and if you want to give us a call, you can call us at
1-877-636-1474, toll free anywhere in the world,
Never
even
gonna
India.
Oh, but not Bangalore.
Oh, that's the only place that
Yeah,
the phone number
exactly.
doesn't work.
Well, we put the block in there because we know James is going.
yeah.
Gonna get like 3 o'clock. I miss you guys.
No, he's not.
Hey, culture shock. Are you kidding? It's brutal the first 6 months. Brutal.
Oh, he tells him that now. Last week he was saying, "Yeah, you got to do it, man. It's awesome."
That'd be awesome. You're gonna be miserable for 6 months. What an asshole.
Thanks for listening to the Bunker Show. Drink Okanagan Springs beer.
Thank you. Excellent. What is that, like a 2-hour show?
126.